Greetings, comrades! This is Navigator Caleb, back with part 2 of Illuminatus. And I figured I'd record a little footage on Friday, because I'm going to try to upload this Saturday, because I'm actually spending some time with my sister, my brother-in-law. Actually, if I'm out of the shooting range, where I get to bring out the good old AR, which I haven't fired in years. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Been a while since I used that thing, and I actually checked the red dot sight on it, and it still works. So that's pretty surprising there. And I've been busy with work and stuff, so yeah. I was playing some HXRTC earlier, which, other than a few like weird like wall decals, HXRTC runs pretty well right now. I think I got the Modular set up pretty good, though occasionally there's be like these black squares on the wall, like I guess some sort of like projectile impact supposed to be, but I don't know what's causing that. Let's see, map 5 we already have a Baron. Yeah, also made a few just like the particle effects and stuff here, so notice there's a little glow around the Baron's projectile. So yeah, looks nice. Anyway, as I'm sure some of you probably saw earlier this week, in Nintendo Direct, they finally showed off the Switch 2. And I will admit, the specs are pretty impressive. Well, at least as far as Nintendo hardware is concerned. As rumored, the graphic capabilities is supposed to be on par with the Xbox One and PS4. Or from what I heard from a podcast, the PS4 Pro. So it's definitely gonna look nice, but still a generation behind when compared to the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5. But it's still gonna look impressive, especially since it's 1080p on the handheld instead of 720p, and the new dock, it can output 60 frames per second at 4K. So Nintendo's finally getting with the 4K program. Though what's interesting is that the dock also has a built-in fan, which definitely looks like it'll draw a lot more power when docked. And definitely a few other interesting things. For instance, it has 2 USB-C ports instead of just one. Because if you remember the other Switch models, the original Switch models, the Type-C port's only on the bottom of the system, so you can't really charge it while you're in tabletop mode unless you buy like a third-party stand. But with the Switch 2, there's actually a Type-C port on the top, so you can actually charge it while in tabletop mode. And the stand doesn't look like it's as durable as the Switch OLEDs, but we'll see how that plans out. And it finally has proper voice chat. You don't need that Nintendo Online app to do it now. In fact, the Joy-Cons have a special C button which you use to chat. So that's interesting, but I don't really chat with people online because I don't really talk to people online. Not anymore anyway, so yeah. That's a feature I'm not going to be using. Though the Pro controller is interesting, where it also has a C button, and it has 2 programmable back buttons. So Nintendo's finally figured out people like back buttons for the controllers. Though it doesn't look like there'll be macro buttons, so you can't like program combos and stuff on there, so it's a bit of a bummer, but you know, what can you do? But $80 for the controller. It's pretty expensive. The DualSense controller is cheaper, but just. Like, that's crazy expensive. But speaking of expensive, oh boy. I'm sure you're familiar with the game pricing fiasco. $80 for digital, $90 for physical, and standard editions, by the way. So, yeah. And another thing, sometimes the physical versions of the games won't even really have a game card, it's just a DRM code. Which, if I heard correctly, kind of affects the probability of it being sold and as used, so you need the code in order to play it, so that's a huge turnoff for a lot of people. That, along with the price of the games, like, all of a sudden those $70 games sound like a bargain. See, I'm definitely a lot of mixed feelings about the Switch 2. I may still get it, but not on day one. Not until either has a bigger library or they reverse that DRM decision. Like, otherwise it's going to be the Xbox One all over again. You'll remember that fiasco. That's crazy. $90 for a game. A regular edition. If it's like a collector's edition with all DLC and like extra stuff, I can kind of see that, but for the base game, no thanks. And another thing, there's actually a welcome tour game for the Switch 2. You have to buy that separately. It's not a pack-in game. Like, even Astro's Playroom is a pack-in game for the PlayStation 5. Like, I don't know what Nintendo's thinking with that. But yeah, definitely a lot of mixed opinions going on with the Switch 2. Hardware-wise, I'm impressed, but software-wise, different story. Yeah. We'll just see how it goes. We'll see if they reverse a few of the decisions or not. Otherwise, and it comes out in June. So, yeah, probably not going to be a day one purchase for me. Ow. Oh yeah, put that out of the way. Yeah. I still plan on getting a Switch 2, but not on day one. Like, I'm not buying it just so I can play my Switch 1 games on it. Even if they will look and possibly perform better. Like, I don't know if it's every Switch 1 game that will have improvements. Definitely Super Mario Party Jamboree, and I believe Super Mario Odyssey and Super Mario Bros. Wonder. But as for the other games, I'm not too sure. Okay, I don't recall going past a yellow key door. But anyway, with the Switch 2 thing out of the way, still toying around with the mini PC, the Minis Forum, the UM870. I've actually installed Linux Mint on it, just like with the Proteus. Still fiddling around with it, but just to figure out how to get Bluetooth to work. Because I tried to look up things online. Linux has a bit of a learning curve. It's not as simple as Windows. Like, you have to figure out how to use command prompts and install certain Debian packages and stuff like that to get certain things to work. So it's a bit of a learning curve, but if Microsoft does something irredeemably stupid with Windows, I'm eventually going to have to switch over to Linux. I need to figure out how to use it. But there are plenty of community forums on it that can help you out, steer you in the right direction, so that's good. I think I've gone here yet, and I can't get in there yet. Guess I have to put these switches. Oh, there you go. Yeah, as far as games are concerned, not playing too much right now. Still playing some cockadoodies. Yeah, here Verdansk has come back in Warzone, and Season 3 is supposed to add a few classic weapons from that, including the CR56 AMAX, the HDR, and the Kilo 141. Ow. When did Revenants do so much damage? Water treatment plant. Okay. As far as PC is concerned, not playing too much other than cockadoodie. Oh, I forgot I had shadows to the enemies and stuff, because why not? But yeah, I did buy a few games on Xbox. Now, I already had the physical versions of Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 11, but I wanted to download the Ultimate stuff, so I have all the DLC and stuff. And also ordered bought the Adventures of Van Helsing, the trilogy. They're both like $2 each, so I figured why not. And I got Geometry Wars 3. Just building up my Xbox library of physical and digital. Yeah, Switch 2, like I said, definitely not gonna be a day one purchase for me. With how pricey those games are, I could buy a handful of Xbox One games in my local game store for less. And you don't need DRM codes for those. Yeah, definitely gonna upload this video the following morning, because I said later I'm gonna be like I said, I'm gonna be going out to the range with my brother-in-law, because he's got a new AR and wants to try it out. I figured, you know what, give me an excuse to break up my AR, because I haven't fired it in years. I'll need to check the red dots to make sure it's still zeroed in. Because I haven't fired a thing in like, God, like 5 or 6 years. Generous little package there. But yeah, the first video earlier for Doom, you know, when I first recorded it, my audio for the mic didn't go through. That was because of voice mod. So I make sure to disable it on startup. And only fire up when I need it. Like if I'm playing a fancy another Doom gameplay mod or something, which they're looking forward to doing another mod video. Especially where you play like a mech or something, so I can, you know, do some cool voice changing and stuff. Yeah, the voice mod interface changed quite a bit. Like some of the symbols are different, so I kind of have to look carefully for my favorite voices and stuff. I like the simpler icons better. I don't know why they changed them, but hey. Okay, can't go there. Yeah, as I mentioned in the previous video, I'm going to try to upload a little more often. Because granted, the Eventide, I still have a little more time to like make a Doom video here and there. And definitely some unboxings whenever I get around to them. I do have one small unboxing on on Sunday, I decided to order another 8-bit Dell controller, the M30, for the Xbox, because I kind of want to play some fighting games again. I think the 6-button layout will be a bit easier, because you know those FGGs, those I can talk. Those FGC players, they swear by fight pads, and I technically have one, the Victrix Pro BFG, but yeah, that controller's a hot mess. At least if you use it wireless. Wired, it works great. But wireless, yeah, forget about it. Yeah, if you hear any notifications, yeah. Like I said, I'm downloading some games on the Xbox. Been ages since I played Injustice 2 and Mortal Kombat 11. Oh, I also got Killing Floor 2. Because it was on sale, why not? The physical version is expensive, so I figured, you know what, let's just get that way. Actually, there's nothing else up there, okay. Red key obtained. Okay, guess that never know. Okay, nothing here. Okay. Worth a shot. Okay, let's go back. I'm trying to find my way back outside. There we go. I think I'll buy Proteus next time for the Xbox, because Proteus is definitely an awesome game. I'm playing it quite a bit on the Steam Deck. Yeah, it's on all the consoles too. Switch, PS5, Xbox. Definitely plan on getting on all the systems. Like I said, if it's a game I really like and I think it's really cool, I'm going to get it on all the platforms it's available on. So maybe open that gate over here. Yes, it did. Okay. Isn't there an option that, like, adds a glow effect to the Lost Souls? Oh, let me see it. Let me search it up. Okay, Lost... Oh. Limit Payment's Lost Souls? No. The Lost Vikings, okay. Glow? Nope, okay. Forget it. I could have sworn there was a setting that makes Lost Souls, like, actually illuminate around them. Maybe they're on certain mods, I'm not sure. Okay, that's a weird visual thing there. I don't know. Okay, that opens something. I think it's that other gate. Yep. Yeah, gonna make some chili again. I don't know, I just like making chili. It's really easy to make, and you know, the sky's the limit because what you put in chili. Here's the same recipe for me. I'm just gonna add some chipotle pepper, maybe a little bit of adobo sauce, give it that extra barbacoa flavor, because I made a lot of barbacoa dishes lately. Barbacoa pork and chicken. I don't know, there's something about chipotle peppers that adds a nice zing to dishes. Same with the adobo sauce. Okay, I guess I can't go up there yet. Okay, I'll switch to a different weapon. Yeah, I'm still getting used to Linux. I'm using Linux Mint, by the way. That's what one of my nephews uses for his PC, and he loves it. Like I said, it's a bit of a learning curve. Because it's not as straightforward as Windows. But you know, if Microsoft fucks Windows up even more and more, then I may have to make the switch. Because I know there's Wine, which is a program used to like run Windows programs on Linux. So if I can get that working, then it should be pretty seamless. I just want to be able to play GZ Doom and, you know, Skyrim and Call of Duty and stuff like that without any hassle. Okay, is there another thing that changes the blood? Here. Blood flash intensity. Nope, okay. There we go. Just literally appeared out of thin air. I believe that lets me access the blue key now, but okay, let's go over here. Huh. Anything else in this little maze? There's one more area over here. Okay. Alright, now to get out of this maze. Alright. Yeah, so far this map pack's been pretty straightforward, but we're only on map 6, so the verdict's still out on how good this is. Oh, by the way, that keyboard mouse I got for the mini PC, you know, $30, you get what you pay for, but it works pretty well for what it is. Not the best quality, but hey, again, $30, you know. And just for shits and giggles, I tried it on the Xbox. Yeah, it works there. You just have to keep in mind it's not a dedicated gaming mouse or keyboard, so no mechanical switches, no high DPI settings, you know. What you see is what you get. Okay, now we can go back up there. Now that we have acquired the blue key. Is this thing finally open? Yes. I'm not sure what I pressed to open that, but there you go. Yeah, so I know I keep pressing random things and suddenly something opens, but you know, sometimes I just like to poke things with a stick just to see what happens. The hexagon. You managed to make it to the hexagon hideout after fighting your way through the other areas. When you make it to the center room, you hear a noise that sounds like something teleported in the area. Suddenly an alarm goes off with a computer alerting you that demon life forms were detected, and that the building is going into lockdown. You hear the sound of the 2 giant doors closing. Then you hear the sound of monsters growling and walking around in the area. You find a super shotgun and some ammo. You're going to need those. Hell yeah, I am. Okay. Interesting take on a Dead Simple. We'll say that. Why did I get a BG? Got this though. Yeah, more light effects from the settings I turned on. I actually didn't pay attention to what settings I turned on. I just turned some random stuff on just to see if I can look a little prettier. And I think I did, all things considered. Yeah, kill him for me. Save me some ammo. Okay. That's all the monsters. You're only on map 7. Alright. Space Center. Ooh, pretty big map here. Another little spaceship at the top there. Alrighty. Oh yeah. Okay, so to find a switch somewhere. Yeah, I need to look up some articles online so I can turn on my headset real quick to find some good programs to use with Linux Mint. There are a lot of different Linux distros and versions, and yeah, I gotta make sure I get the right stuff to get the most out of Linux Mint. And pretty much, you know, get the hang of it, so if I do decide to make the full switch to Linux, I'll be prepared. I'll be ready. Like I said, as long as I can play GZ Doom, as long as I can play Skyrim, you know, all other stuff like that, I'll be happy. It's a good thing I use OpenOffice, because the LibreOffice for Linux, it uses the same file format. In fact, it's pretty much the same program. Alright. Yeah, I'm using that George Foreman grill a lot. Been making a lot of burgers lately. Do probably getting some other stuff like chicken, maybe some pork chops, you know. It's a grill, you know. Anything you grill with, you put on that. It's like, oh. Well, I don't need no chainsaw. But I still don't have a blue key. I think I can get to it now. Yep. I say at least 4 maps per video. Does that sound good? Maybe 5 if they're not too big. And I'm not a dumbass. Okay. Oh, I do probably have another HDVR video up later on. Maybe tomorrow, we'll see how that goes. Then we're probably getting another Doom video too. Like I said, try to upload a little more often. Alright. Let's see, okay. I want to see the spaceship, see what it looks like. For something made in the mid-2010s, I expect quite a bit. Spamming Lost Souls, jeez. Especially on like Rush or Project Brutality, they'll like artificially increase the monster count. And this spaceship looks like something from early 2000s WAD. But you know. You work with what you've got, you know. I mean, I've seen better, but I've also seen far, far worse. That said, if you ever use Obsidian, when you do like the city template for some of the maps, it is a pretty passable job making like forklifts and cars and stuff, and even tanks. Not sure what those are meant to do. Oh, goodness. you're a little meatball. Okay. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't think you're meant to get in the spaceship. So if we want monsters to kill. Okay. The laboratory. And we'll call the video here, comrades. 20 gigabytes, jeez. Anyway, this is Caleb signing out. You all have a good day.